Well, here we are. It's the afternoon. It's Hammerway. I'm Viking Stu. It's good to be back. And we're still marching on. It's going to be a brief bit of a background rundown on Little Angels.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Fantastic. You know, one of these days I'm going to get a nice little video edit of all that stuff, and it'll be a nice little fade in. It'll be really cool. So I'm wearing my Wayward Sons today because that's what happened after Little Angels. And it was actually after something else that happened in their career. So hang tight. Here we go. We're just, like I say, we're going to make this easy. Nothing too long. We're going to be talking with Toby here in about an hour and a half. So that'll be great. And we can fill in the gaps and whatever. So, and a big happy thank you to Nige Crooks, who I was just chatting with here just a little bit ago. And yes, I love you too. I have a grand dog here with me today. So she'll be staying with us, and this is her first time hanging out with us. So she's like, ooh, let's play. So yeah, and she's got a big tail that swipes back and forth. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, we'll be talking about their releases. Salvatore, how are you? Oh, why can't, there it is. Good morning, afternoon. That's right. It depends on where you are. It's true. That is true. So yeah, it's great to be back here and getting ready to talk to Toby. I haven't talked to him face to face in a little while, so it'll be great. There's some things that are in here that I don't know about. I just learned about a lot of things, so I'm just going to kind of keep it easy, because it's getting down to the details is stuff that you can do if you're interested in all of that. But I did have to ask Nige because there's not really a heavy specific area of history that I found yet. It's probably out there. It's probably easy to find. Might be on Toby's page. But I haven't had a chance to check all that stuff out. But I was checking a couple of different places and finding some information, and some of it was lacking. Like the Wikipedia stuff was lacking. They didn't even I don't even know in there where they talked about the first album that I had by them. So let's get into this. So Little Angels pretty much started off in the earlier part of the 1980s. It was like 84 is when that's when Mark Plunkett and Toby got together, and they started a band. They had a band called Zeus, so they kind of got their feet wet in the band playing deal, and getting it rolling. So 84, then they decided to move on from that, and then in say like 85, they started off with Mr. Thread, which that's something that I wasn't aware of. Just so many bands, so little time, and you're moving on with everything that's happening now. So these are the moments where when they get back together, it comes back around, and you're like, all right, I need to get into that. I have no idea what that was. Something fell. Anyway, so Mr. Thread, that was the band that brought them, the rest of everybody together. So you had Jimmy and his brother Bruce Dickinson on guitar and keyboards, and Mark, of course, Mark Plunkett on bass still, and then drummer Dave Hopper. So that was your lineup going into Mr. Thread. Then moving into 87 is when really Little Angels got rocking. So that's when they decided to change the name. I'm sure they can hear you huffing away down there, Ruby. So that's how it got going. It says here, having been spotted by manager Kevin Nixon, they completed the lineup with Dave Hopper appearing. Then they appeared on Channel 4's famous 15 Minutes on the 20th of November in 87 as the Little Angels. So that's kind of cool because they're getting ready to do this tour that's coming up this fall, and that's one of the dates is gonna. That's they'll be doing that on the 20th. They'll be doing gigs right in that time frame because it's right by my birthday. So right, actually next door. So they signed at the time with a New York-based company, Power Station Records, co-run by their manager, and already issued an EP on it. So they it says here that they repacked the material along with some new tracks later in the year as the mini LP Tupash Damash. Now, I have I have I guess almost all their stuff. Um, the only thing I don't have is like an original of Tupash Damash. Now, this is when it became Tupash Damash Too Good to Last is here. Okay. Love that. Kind of the beans deal, which always reminds me of the Who. I always think of Tommy because I just watched that movie, as a matter of fact. So this has a lot more tracks on it than the original. Um, and so cool, early, cool stuff. So let's keep rolling. Eventually, outgrowing the local scene, supporting bands such as Tesla, Guns N' Roses, and Chrome Molly. Chrome Molly, of course, is the band that Nick is in from Wayward Sons, the bass player. So the band signed to Polydor Records. That's where I got in on that and supported Yngwie Malmsteen and Cinderella on British and U.S. dates before issuing a single, 90 Degrees in the Shade. A year later, in '89, Michael Lee joined the band, took over on drums to replace Dave Hopper. Little Angels began to achieve national success. They finally delivered a full-length album. Now, I don't have to hold these up. I put in artwork. Silly man. So here's that Tupash Damash. So that's pretty much what it looked like in its original form. Different than my beans. And there you go. So Dave Hopper on there, Bruce Dickinson, Toby Jepson, Jimmy Dickinson, and Mark Plunkett. So there you go. All right. And look at this. I'm not sure. Oh, this was too young. Yeah, so this was later on. This ticket is for later, so we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, they put out "Don't Pray for Me." Now, when I knew the gentleman, he's passed, I guess maybe 2 years ago. Maybe. Could you sit, please? Could you sit? That a good girl. Yeah. Okay. I know. Hi. Do you want to come up and say hi? Come on. There. She says hi. There she is. Hi. Your mommy will love that. There you go. That's Ruby. Say hi, Ruby. That's a good girl. Mwah. Love you. Okay. I'm gonna finish. Oh, thank you. Yes, I know. So "Don't Pray for Me" was on Polydor, and okay, you can. Oh yes, thank you. Yes, I know. I love you. Look like you're gonna sneeze on me or bite me. One of the two. I don't know. One of the two. It's dicey right now. Yes, I know. I love you. Okay. Ready? Down. Good girl. All right. Here we go. All the loving is over here now. Okay. Good girl. And so this was the first that I knew. Now, Jeff Ifland was the gentleman that I knew here in town. Um, yeah. And he was working for Polydor. Now, he used to work for Geffen Records. And so he was working back in the day. He was working with Elton John, Cher, everybody. At that time, Y&T was on the label as well, Guns N' Roses. You can think of a million other people, Don Henley. The list goes, Aerosmith. Just as soon as you say the list goes on, you think of another one. So huge label, Geffen Records, going crazy. And he worked for them. So then he decided to leave because Polydor had this position and the way they were going. and they wanted to start up some stuff and get things rolling. So, and start up a new rock, kind of a rock department. So then Tesla's another one of those bands that was on Geffen record. Um, so anyway, Yngwie Malmsteen had signed to, he was signed on Polydor as well. And then what was another one that was on there? I'm trying to remember what all the different ones that were on there. But anyway, that's when Yngwie was doing his live album. Um, he did the shoot. What's the other one? Eclipse. He did that one at that time. So that's when I got to talking with Jeff, and he gave me this album. And this is what the cover looks like for me. This is the Don't Pray For Me album. I'm going to see if I can change this to do that so we're not so flashy. And so this is what the album looked like when I got it on CD, and it was a fantastic record. Here's a picture. He also gave me a video, gave me a t-shirt, which I'll be wearing during the interview. Still have it. And but this is from the Kicking Up Dust video that they had, and he gave me that on VHS tape. Later on, this would be the cover. This is what I have on my later release that I got. It's kind of an import. And there you go. There are the guys on there. Here are the songs. Do You Want to Riot, which is fantastic. The whole album is great. Do You Want to Riot, Kick Hard, Big Bad World, Kicking Up Dust, Don't Pray For Me. Don't Pray For Me is the ballad. It's the title track. Do You Want to Riot is that's a banger. There's like three, Kick Hard and Kicking Up Dust have a lot of power. They're not the fast songs, but they're the powerful songs. They're great. Kicking Up Dust is a lot of fun. But Big Bad World and Do You Want to Riot, those are your balls to the wall tracks on that first side. And then it finishes with Don't Pray For Me, which is a great, beautiful ballad. Broken Wings of an Angel, same kind of thing. Beautiful track. Forgot about that one being right in that spot. Bitter and Twisted's great. Back up to a up-tempo banger. Promises is another powerful track. When I Get Out of Here and No Solution. When I Get Out of Here is another fast banging track. And then No Solution is another powerful track just to end the album. They also were putting out these, I don't know when these came out, but they had these tins. Now, my friend Stuart Corden found one of these that was for a different one. And it was this right here, but it's for the next record. So we'll get into that in a minute. And then here's the 12-inch single called Who the Devil Is This? And I happen to have a couple of copies of that right here, and I'll show those to you. Take this off of here, and here you go. Let's do it the correct way. There you go. I've moved everything, so it's weird. So there you go. And I love, this is my favorite logo that they've had. And it was really neat. He also gave me a patch. It was great. That was that logo. And there's the back. So she's my little angel. And then it's got Kicking Up Dust, 90 in the Shade, Don't Waste My Time is the songs on there. So great, great stuff. Then from there, they moved on. I didn't really, I wasn't able to keep track of them because, you know, the internet wasn't there and helping me out, and you couldn't keep track of anything. So then eventually they moved through. Here's a couple of pictures of the band in that time frame. Then they came out with Young Gods. Now I was still in contact with Jeff and still doing some writing here and there, but mainly I was in contact with him. And this album, Young Gods, came out, and I was like, far out, they got a new record. I was really excited. So here you go. You got Backdoor Man, Boneyard, Young Gods, I Ain't Gonna Cry. That's the single I just showed you in the tin. The Wild Side of Life, Product of the Working Class, That's My Kind of Life, Juvenile Offender, She's a Little Angel, Sweet Love Sedation, Radical Your Lover, which is a lot of fun. Natural Born Fighter, Feels Like the World Has Come Undone, and then as the featuring the Angels album or the anthem. So they had a new cool little logo with this little devil on the earth. I loved that. And this album had a lot of horns. So Dave Kemp, who's been a good buddy of Toby's for a long time, they've done shows, they've done these mini tours. I saw him on tour with Wayward Sons doing keyboards. He did horns, and that's what he's going to be doing with Little Angels now. So I'm excited to hear that because Dave is one of those just awesome dudes, I'll tell you. Now, here's the alternate album cover, and I'm going to ask Toby about this because I need to kind of figure that out and what's going on with it. Let me see here real quick. I want to get back to my text. They finally delivered the full-length album Don't Pray For Me, a promising set, which won the band a solid core. Let's see, where was I? Sorry. Of UK fans. Following in the footsteps of classic 80s Brit rock, the group's effervescent, muscle-bound sound, I did not write that, took occasional sidesteps into American acoustic balladry. Their first taste of major chart action was provided early in '90 when a track from the aforementioned album, Kickin' Up Dust, hit the UK top 50. Following a clutch of infectious singles, the Little Angels utilized, I hate that word, used songwriter Jim Vallance, who worked with Bryan Adams, to arrive at a smoother, more overtly Americanized sound on that next album, Young Gods. That's the one we were just talking about. And that came early '91. His approach worked commercial wonders, spawning hit after hit with Boneyard, Product of the Working Class, Young Gods, and I Ain't Gonna Cry. Let's take a look at that single again here now. Like I say, I'm eager to ask him about the differences in the covers. You can see where the Young Gods is spray painted back there in the background. Here's the back of that. And you see in the back there, they got artwork of former celebs. There's some, that's the inner sleeve, one side. And here, this is, they had these little tins with the singles in them. It's really cool. Here's another shot of the band. And there you go. There's the label. I love showing those. Those are really cool. To me, I think, showing those. Also, you can see here in Kerrang magazine, they had a couple of spreads in there. A cover shot here. So let's see. That's interesting. Nice. And then here's another one of their spreads with Kerrang. Looks like that's probably from that same magazine because they used that font. Here's another shot. So then it says Lee was sacked from Little Angels during the Young Gods tour after it was discovered he had auditioned for the Cult behind their backs. He went on to play the full Ceremony World Tour. Lee was replaced by Mark Richardson, who filled in for him on several tour dates before taking his place officially during the recording of the band's third album, Jam. So that's this album right here. Now, Jam is the album about which I had no knowledge. It had come out. I had Young Gods, and then I thought that was it. And I lost track of a bunch of the people from the record companies. Things started to change. People were changing in the companies, and so I kind of lost track. I still know a lot of the names, and I don't know where these people are. So I'm kind of interested to find out. But yeah, Jam is an album that I've only recently gotten. And I was fortunate enough to be able to take these with me over when I hung out with the band on Wayward Sons. And Toby was super cool to sign those for me. There's that one. There's Young Gods. See, I don't have that that alternate cover. This is what came out to us here straight away, and then finally got a copy of Jam. So that was awesome. I have one other awesome thing to share with you too. I also have a couple of copies of this. This is like a CD album sampler for Don't Pray For Me. It has Do You Want to Riot? Kicking Up Dust. I can just hold it up. Do You Want to Riot? Kicking Up Dust. Don't Pray For Me, and Promises is on here. Produced by Owen Davies. So that was cool. The only other CDs that I have, I'll tell you about that here in a minute, but Jam was a killer album, and they're all great. It's just taken me a minute to get used to them because I wasn't used to them. Let's see. On Jam, you've got The Way That I Live, Too Much Too Young, Splendid Isolation, Soapbox, STW, Don't Confuse Sex with Love, Womankind, Eyes Wide Open, The Color of Love, I Was Not Wrong, Sails Away, Tired of Waiting for You, and then there's a STW Reprise. So that's pretty cool. There's the back cover of the CD, and then here's another version that they put out. This one, as you notice here, it includes additional live Jam CD. So containing live versions of She's a Little Angel, Product of the Working Class, I Ain't Gonna Cry, Boneyard, Don't Pray For Me, and Won't Get Fooled Again. I would love to hear that. I'm gonna have to look that up. So then here's the CD. Yeah, and then there's a bunch of the merch. Look at that. You open up your cover and you get merch. Da-da-da-da. And here's some new artwork too that they had put out. So that was really cool. So let me see here what I've got under the Jam information and where they went from there, because it's, let's see here, hold on a second. Well, it should be right here. On the strength of their live performances. Let's see. Okay, well, this is, it says Mark Richardson joined the band on drums for their third album, Jam. Still, the group's fan base at home continued to grow, and 1993's Jam even debuted at the top of the British charts. To the surprise of many, Little Angels then disbanded. How about that? That's kind of crazy, right? I mean, I suppose it's kind of what the Police did, you know. Not to say they were on the equal sales charts, but you know, to the surprise of many, though, Little Angels then disbanded with the 1994 release of the retrospective Little of the Past, marking their passing. So then it says, so here, let me show you that collection looks like this, if you want to check it out and get that. I took a copy of that over and got it signed for Katie Cruz, because she was wonderful and and was able to get some Wayward Sons on the air here in the States on K-Wolf. So that was cool. That was awesome. So I got her one of those autographed. So then it says the Dickinsons later resurfaced in what is BLOW, in Blow. And then Toby Jepson went on and he sang in Gun for a while. You can see videos of him live with Gun, and he does Word Up, because Gun is a British band. They covered Word Up by Cameo. They did a hard rock version of it. It's pretty cool. Just thinking about doing it in the band. Jepson also has released, at that time he'd released EPs with you know, vision to do more. So at the time when this was written, I suppose that's what he was doing. But he also, also there's Wayward Sons in there. There's also his stint that he did with Fastway. And if you didn't know, Toby sang the whole album. He wrote and sang on Dog Eat Dog by Fastway. So check that out, as I have another dog sitting right next to me here. So yeah, hopefully that's not going to be happening here though. But anyway, so Wayward Sons did really well. Started out in 2017 with their first album, but um, that was long after 2012, because in 2012, let's get this pulled up. You have, here's another logo. Um, what's the word I want to say? Design, I suppose. But and Little Angels were back in 2012, and they had some cool Stuart Dilley art. Stuart Dilley is one of my favorites. He did all the Wayward Sons stuff. And let me see if I have his piece here. I should have it. Oh, I wonder if it's not able to be seen the way it is. Let me see here. I'll look in the other, because I want to have it available. No, 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 nope, nope. Okay. I don't know. I don't see it. I'll have to look for it though. Anyway, so Stuart Dilley had done some artwork for them, and they got back together and did the thing. So these are some shots there. The gentleman who is second from the left is Dave Kemp. So there you go. And there they are. All right. So coming up, we'll be talking with Toby in about an hour. And this is what we'll be chatting about: Little Angels, plus special guest Luke Morley for the Big Bad and Back tour. It's going to be all through November. Looks like they start off in Dublin on the 9th. They go to Belfast on the 10th, and then Glasgow on the 12th. So I'm hoping my friend is going to be there. I would love to go back over. We're talking about going, and then, but I don't know. We'll see. I doubt that I can do it, but here they are now. This is the brand new shot of the Little Angels in their reunited state now in 2026. So there you have it. Do check out Don't Pray for Me. All right. Young Gods, or Young Gods, and Jam. So do check those out, because you're going to love them. There's a growth. I'm not going to say they're different. There's a growth. There's a great growth in there. And but I mean, there's differences in them. So it's really, really good though. You're going to love it. And just have some fun with it. The Young Gods album, I'm really eager to re-listen to that one. Of course, Don't Pray for Me is the first one that I ever heard, so I love listening to it, and I'm eager to listen to that again. But definitely Young Gods, great follow-up, and Jam was great. So I'll be eager to talk with Toby about some of that. If some of the other members may be joining, I'm not quite sure, and but we'll find out. And in the meantime, let's do a quick. Oh, and this was also a big blessing. I forgot about these. I was able to get a hold of these. I think Nige helped me out with these. It is the Little Angels Jam film. Great stuff. The Jam film, and then also the Big Bad video. They had a short he had some in stock, and fortunately I was around when he put the note out, and I'm like, yes please. So let's get ourselves, and don't forget Tupac Damash. All right, so here's something that I was telling you all about, as my friends in Canada would say, because that's where the Canadians are from, is from Canada. They're awesome people. I love them dearly. All right, so this is something I was telling you was coming. It showed up, and I've been dying to open it, but I wanted to open it with you guys. So I don't know if you're into retro gaming out there. If anybody's into retro gaming, it's the Intellivision Sprint is here. So I got to get this sucker hooked up after I'm done with all my stuff today. We got Go Game Go tonight. So if you want to do some racing, join us. Hop on your Switch 2 and we'll do some Mario Kart. In the meantime, I got to get this thing figured out, hooked up, and start bowling if I want to join tomorrow. I would love to do that, but we'll see if it can happen. I'm not the techiest guy, you know. It's just not like that. Here you go. There it is. Out of the box. Or out of the bag, shall I say. In the box, out of the bag. So I can't wait to do it. It's got a bunch of games loaded on it. And so, yeah. 45 games built in. And comes with the overlays for the controller and all that stuff. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm a retro kind of guy, but I do like my newer stuff too. Should we open one more thing? Let's open this up. Let's see what we got. Oh, I think I know what this is. This is a vintage thing that I thought, you know, I should own that. So they have a where did oh yeah, cool. Sorry. Here, let me see that, baby. Here, let me see. Oh, she's gonna run off with it. I thought she had a frozen banana. I thought she had a frozen dead banana. It's the horn that we bought for our dog. Spider-Man, the 1967 collection. So this is like it's because I don't know that they have it out there anymore. I think they discontinued it. So the only way to get it is like this, or spend hundreds of dollars to somebody who has it. So yeah, these are, oh, that's fun. There you go. So you have the discs inside. That's cool. I'll have fun putting that on the screen up here, and we can see a little bit together maybe sometime. All right, I've got one more package, but I'll do that one later. In the meantime, you guys take it easy, chill out. I'll be back in just a little bit with Toby, and I'll get myself all together here and make sure I'm ready for that. All right, so take it easy. Remember, when you step outside your door, you're in everybody else's world. They are not in yours, so act accordingly. Make some room for somebody if you need to, or, you know, don't play your phone out loud in a store or anywhere where everybody else is. If you just can't do it, just don't do it. I got these headphones. They're inexpensive. Go out and get some. They hook right up to your phone. So cool. But, all right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Take it easy. All the best.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?